Rebuilding Gaza is not merely a matter of bricks and cement. It is a deeply political challenge shaped by protracted conflict, regional power dynamics, and the tension between urgent humanitarian needs and long-standing security concerns. Each major round of destruction has been followed by pledges of reconstruction, yet meaningful recovery remains elusive. A humanitarian emergency in need of more than 8 years of conflict have left Gaza's infrastructure severely degraded. Housing shortages, damaged water and sanitation systems, unreliable electricity, and overwhelmed health services have produced living conditions that humanitarian agencies consistently describe as unsustainable. Immediate needs: shelter, clean water, medical care, and food security are vast and recurring. Yet humanitarian assistance alone cannot resolve structural problems. Short-term aid often stabilizes conditions temporarily, but does little to enable economic recovery, job creation, or long-term resilience. The geopolitical constraints on reconstruction efforts are tightly constrained by geopolitics. Border controls, import restrictions, and security screening of construction materials significantly slow rebuilding. Donor states and international organizations often face a dilemma: how to fund reconstruction without indirectly strengthening armed groups or altering the regional balance of power. At the same time, political fragmentation among Palestinian leadership, strained relations between regional actors, and the absence of a comprehensive peace framework mean that reconstruction plans lack unified governance and long-term guarantees. Donor fatigue and conditional support. International donors have pledged billions for Gaza's reconstruction over the years, but delivery often falls short of promises. Repeated cycles of destruction and rebuilding contribute to donor fatigue, while political conditions attached to funding can delay or derail projects altogether. Without confidence that rebuilt infrastructure will be protected from future conflict, donors are reluctant to invest at the scale needed for transformation rather than repair. Security versus development. For Israel and some international actors, security concerns remain paramount. For Gaza's population, survival and dignity are the priority. The absence of trust between these perspectives creates a policy stalemate. Development is seen as a security risk, while security measures deepen humanitarian suffering. This zero-sum framing has proven self-defeating. Persistent deprivation fuels instability, while instability undermines security. The path forward: beyond emergency cycles, sustainable rebuilding in Gaza requires more than post-conflict reconstruction plans. It demands a political framework that links reconstruction to conflict de-escalation and governance reform, unrestricted humanitarian access paired with transparent monitoring mechanisms, economic reopening, including trade and movement, to reduce aid dependency, long-term international engagement, not episodic crisis response. Without addressing the political roots of Gaza's vulnerability, reconstruction will remain an endless cycle rather than a path to recovery. Gaza is not only a place on a map. It is 2 million lives compressed into a narrow strip of land, where rebuilding has become an act of resistance, and survival itself is political. When the bombs fall, the world watches. When the cameras leave, Gaza remains, counting its dead, tending to its wounded, and standing amid the ruins of homes, hospitals, schools, and dreams. Rebuilding Gaza is often described as a humanitarian challenge. But that description is incomplete. It is a humanitarian crisis constrained by geopolitics. Families return to rubble where homes once stood. Parents search for clean water. Doctors operate with limited power. Children learn the sound of drones before they learn multiplication. These are not temporary emergencies, they are recurring realities. Aid arrives, but rebuilding does not truly begin. Why? Because in Gaza, cement is political. Electricity is political. Water pipes are political. Movement is political. Every truckload of reconstruction materials is scrutinized. Every project is delayed. Every promise is conditional. What should be a straightforward effort to restore dignity becomes entangled in fear, control, and mistrust. The people of Gaza are told to rebuild, but not too much. To survive, but not to thrive. To wait for peace that never comes. And the world grows tired. Donor conferences pledge billions, yet much of it never reaches the ground. Each new wave of destruction erases years of rebuilding, and with it, international patience. But Gaza does not have the luxury of fatigue. For Gaza's people, this is not a cycle, it is life. Security is often cited as the reason rebuilding must be limited. But insecurity thrives where hope is strangled. A population denied opportunity, freedom of movement, and economic life cannot rebuild stability, only endurance. And endurance has a cost. Still, Gaza rebuilds in the ways it can. With hands clearing rubble. With teachers returning to shattered classrooms. With medics refusing to abandon understaffed clinics. With parents choosing courage for their children, again and again. This is not a call for sympathy alone. It is a call for solidarity. True support for Gaza means demanding more than emergency aid. It means insisting on unhindered humanitarian access, the right to rebuild without political punishment, an end to policies that turn reconstruction into a bargaining chip, long-term international commitment, not temporary outrage. Rebuilding Gaza is not about charity. It is about justice. It is about recognizing that dignity should not require permission. Until rebuilding is allowed to be real, until homes are protected, livelihoods restored, and futures imagined, Gaza will remain trapped between survival and silence. And the question for the world is not whether Gaza can rebuild. It is whether the world will finally allow it.